Hi, my truth-seeking family. So, are you ready to look at more evidence of melted buildings and heat-damaged buildings and shit like that? Also, I have a few pictures of some buildings that's not too ruined, just so you can see some of the old world architecture. So today in this video we are going to look at Spain. There is some very interesting stuff there. I have a lot of ruins like this, some more destroyed than others, some mountains and so on. So shout out to Jerry. His channel is When the Buildings Cried. And shout out to Derek. He is finally back. He got some technical issues with his computer. So welcome back, Derek. I hope the withdrawal symptoms was not too bad. Did you like shake because you couldn't make videos? So I hope you're okay. I'm looking forward to all the videos you're coming with now. The next days. You probably will be like a fucking bomb now, you know. So yeah, welcome back. We missed you in the stream, so I hope you will join the next mega live stream so we can talk. So yeah, should we just start looking at these pictures so this video won't be too long? I guess it will be like 1 hour, 1.5 maybe. If I spend too long, then it will be 2 hours. We'll see. And I also think I will send it as a premiere on my YouTube channel so I can stay with you all in the chat and have some fun, because why not? So yeah, let's get started. So here you can see all the red bricks and what happened to them. By the way, I won't spend too much time with the pen again, because yeah, people are starting to understand what I'm showing here. So if you don't, check my older videos. Go to my playlist, press the Melted Buildings playlist and just watch it from the first video and just continue up, because I explain it more deeply in my older videos. So here you see all the red bricks, Tatarian red bricks, turned into blocks here from the heat expansion. All this was red bricks, as we know. All this as well. Turn more into stone, you can see melting here. Doesn't look very good. This was all heat damaged. We know that now because we have seen through so much evidence, and we have understood that the old world order built all by red bricks. Everything was red bricks and some concrete molds, but the main structure was always red bricks, not stones or something, some big fucking blocks like this. They didn't do that. We have seen that now. So here you see the damage. Yeah, arch is still intact, but they always are. The arches is very durable, this architecture here. Look at the melting here, how all these bricks melted together into this mess here. This is all fucking melting together. So yeah, you see the blocks, and this looks like it had exterior concrete finish here over this, but it fell off by that heat damage. And here, all this as well was red bricks. You can still see some of the red left. You see some of the bricks up here. But most of them turned into stone by the heat. That's what happened. So there is a lot of people who think they built it with these stones here, you know, all those different stones, and then they use some bricks and then more stone and then some bricks and then stone at the top. But that makes no sense. They built it all by beautiful red bricks, all of it. So here you see what's happened, turned into blocks and stones. And the ground is melted brick flood. Here you see more stones. You even see some bricks here. No, that's a bench, sorry. And here you see the columns. You can see how the heat, the grid lines started to cut into this. This is all built by red bricks covered by exterior concrete finish, all these columns. So there is also a lot of people who think all this is made by one piece of stone carved out from a mountain, but we know that's not true. Because we have seen so many pictures where you see this exterior concrete finish has fallen off, and then you see it has revealed the red bricks under it, okay? So here this concrete finish is still on it, so that's how you can't see it's all red bricks. But if you take a hammer and knock off some of this outer layer, you will find red bricks. I can guarantee it. Okay. So the red bricks here turn into stones, and here it turned into stone blocks. Sorry, and here some stone blocks, just smaller. Bigger blocks here, big blocks here in the back. Some melting. All this shit. Everything you see in this picture was red bricks. Even this mountain here in the background. I'll get more to that later. But you Eagle Eye crew, you know that already. So this is the same thing we see all across the plane. Same goddamn evidence. And here, sorry it wasn't too sharp this picture, but you can still see. This is one of those things again. Some people say it's aqueducts, and yeah, I don't know, could have been like a railway on top of it in the past. Who knows? But here you see the different layers of heat. You see all these layers. So some of these layers were much hotter than those red bricks. You can still see the bricks. So they turn into blocks and stones. But in between you see the goddamn red bricks here that survived. Okay, I will take the pen out because I'm addicted to drawing. You see the bricks. So it looks like it was some kind of a grid of heat, and some parts of the buildings got hotter than other parts, and this is the result here. It's like different lines here all the way. Different lines, heat bands of heat, which turned some of the bricks into blocks, and some of them were still remaining as red bricks, as you can see. It happened over this whole goddamn thing here. The same height here, you see. So it's like different layers of heat coming in for some microwaves or plasma, or we don't know yet what it is, but that's what happened to this building. See the arches here, red bricks. Here, turn into this shit. It's under melted brick flood here. This ground was all liquid building. Then it hardened up, turned into mud and sand, and you got this grass growing on it. And here, look, doesn't this look like scorching and heat here? This was red bricks turned into blocks again. Heat expansion and conforming to the heat field when they were viscous. Here, turned into stones. More blocks, melting here. And you see this grid heat cutting here again. You know, this used to look, it was all smooth in the past. You know, you didn't have these horizontal cuts here, but it happened because of the heat grid line. Yeah, just look at the damage. You see, it's very clear for me to see, and the Eagle Eye crew, that this is all heat damage here. All this shit turned into blocks, melting here, blocks, very damaged. Up here, blocks. This is concrete molds. This is also concrete molds, as we know. Yeah, we move on. So here, see how all this red bricks here melted together. Here you can even see one of the fucking red bricks, I mean, is still here. You see the red remaining. See, all this is melted. Turn into this mess. Just see here. So easy to see. All this is melted. Here, more melting. This was blocks and they started to melt properly. And here, and here. Here they turn into blocks and melted into this mess here. But you still see the red bricks in the arch here. And here. Here and here. So yeah, this was all red bricks, all here too. This is a huge melted building in the background here. Here you can see fucking red bricks. Must have been an arch here as well, which collapsed, and then you see the red bricks here. Still in layers you have bricks and then this block, brick, block, brick, block. Same as here. So that's the collapsed arch, and you can see all the red bricks built together here. Here you see them separate. You can still see some of the brick lines here. So yeah, good evidence. Good evidence for the Eagle Eye crew if you got the eyes to see. And here, another ruin. You see the red bricks here turn all white. No color left in that bitch. And turn into blocks. And here, some melting on top of this wall here. Melting here on top. And here. All here, churning together. Crazy. Blocks. Turn all into blocks, and here smaller stones. All the way. No carbon 14 left here. Here, turn into blocks. More blocks. Most of this turned into blocks. Here, upgraded concrete molds. And here is also a building. It's melted. Melted like ice cream. Look at this melted mess back here. Damn. It's crazy. It's crazy, familia. One of these again, and this whole thing turned into these big blocks, as you can see. It was never built like that. It was all red bricks. And the heat turned it into this. So it was intense heat. It was not just a fire or something like that. It was some event that happened in the past, which we never heard about. Some event that wiped out the very advanced civilization that was here before us. We call it Tartaria. And then the parasites came, and the parasites were those that created this event, maybe, to wipe them out, the old world order, to come with a new false narrative to create us into these dumbass fucking slaves, which we are now. What a great world. Come with the spinning globe and all that, all the lies, evolution and Big Bang, and to fuck with our heads. So the whole goddamn history is a lie, so now some of us, the more the better, have to reveal the true history, and this is a big clue to figure out the true history when we see all these old walled buildings. I will show you later in the video I mean. How you can clearly see that there was an intelligent civilization before us by looking at some of the buildings in Spain that's still intact. It's incredible how they built. So here you can see all these steps here, and you can see here how this is kind of smooth on the surface, some of them, but you see a lot of them also are like, yeah, melted. See, melted down here. Just see here, the wave, melted brick flood here. You see, it's supposed to look like this, all flat and smooth, and bam, it melted. Gotta be able to see this is fucking melted. You see the wave flowing down here, this melted, started to expand and turned into, yeah, this shit. These steps is ruined. This was red bricks, turned into this. Here it looks kind of blocks all the way. And in the foreground, melted here as well. All these red bricks here turn into this stone. And here more steps, all fucking melted here. Melted. And here, all this. And you see the wall on top, still standing, but it expanded into these blocks. Here it turned into stones. Stones, more blocks here. This is what happened, and this kind of survived. And all of this thing here was a part of this building here. And this is how you recognize some of the old world architecture. You have the arches always, the upgraded concrete molds and the details here. Concrete molds and all that. We have seen so much evidence now, so we know that by now. So, yeah, very damaged, all this fucking shit here. And here, very damaged as well. You see the bricks lost most of its red color, but still you can see a hint of red here. Upgraded concrete molds, and just see the whole side here is gone. The ceiling is gone. Just have some walls here and there. Look at the damage melting. But the arches is still standing. You can see this is about to collapse. So if you are exploring some of these ruins here, you gotta watch out for arches collapsing and shit. I think this is the same place, just another angle. See the tower. This is what they call church, but they used to be power plants and healing centers in the past. With the organs you could play to heal your organs by the vibrations and frequencies from the organ. But they turned it into places of worship, to worship some invisible entity nobody ever can prove, to make us easier to control. It's very easy. But see the damage on this fucking thing here. Whoa. Just look. What happened here, you know? Did it get bombed, or is it only heat that melted it? You know? Holes here in this spire. It's just crazy. See here, the red bricks turned into stone. Here, some blocks and melted mess. Ruined red bricks here. And yeah, you see, very destroyed. Crazy. Whoa, look at this. All this was red bricks and turned into blocks, which we have seen plenty of time. Some of these is more like stones, rock balloons, more blocks. Big one over there. Here we have one block. stones, blocks, all kinds of different shit here. Start to expand. The windows here got swollen shut by heat expansion. Here is one as well. There and there. This is one that's still pretty open. Little red left. Little red. See some of the red left. Some of the places here. In here. But most of it just got turned into this mess here. You got to be blind if you think they built like this. You know, it makes zero sense to build. It's a heat damaged, melted building. That's what you are looking at here. It's very important for the history of humanity to accept this, because it's a fact. It's reality. So here, the whole goddamn ceiling is gone. Arches still standing. And you have exterior concrete finish all over the inside here. Some of it fell off, and there you see some red bricks. Here it's more stones, more stony bricks here. Lost its red color though. More bricks. Bricks and arches here. And the wood here, oh, this looks scorched. You can see the wood from like the floor that used to be here, or the ceiling. Some of the wood is still here. You can see holes, maybe for more wood over here. So that's like, how long does it take for one of these wooden poles, I guess, to rot by the weathering and shit? I know it depends on the environment, you know, rain and moisture and all that shit, but like, how long does it take? Did this happen 1,000 years ago, or just a couple of hundred, you know? So it's like wood, looks like wood here too. So yeah, it's fascinating with the wood. So here you see a lot of red bricks. You see the layers again, how this was hotter and turned it into blocks. This layer here was colder, so it remained bricks, and then hotter again, turned into blocks. And you have survival red bricks all over the place. Here, around the windows here. Up here you have some bricks that survived, and a line there. So yeah, and here. So then you gotta start using your brain a little bit and think here, because you know, you see the statues, you know, it's very detailed and beautiful. It's concrete molds. It's so, but anyways, you see some of the architecture in some of these ruins, how they built so beautiful, but they got heat damaged like this. So you see all these ugly ass fucking blocks and stones and all that, but you still see the red bricks. Why wouldn't you just build with the red bricks instead? It looks much more nicer. It's easier, you know, because then all the bricks are identical in size, so you can fit them together perfectly, like building Legos, you know. So why the fuck would you build like this with blocks, stones, all this, and then use some of the red bricks somewhere, you know? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. So you have to start to think here when I present this evidence for you, you know, because I only want to help you so you can see the reality around you, see the old world buildings. You have it in your city. I guarantee you can find some of the buildings that's still in good condition, and you can see the red bricks. I can guarantee it. And that's the old world order. We didn't build it. It doesn't exist any pictures of any of these buildings being built, and a lot of these buildings were built in, they say, the parasites say late 1800s, you know, and we have photographs from 1840s and shit like that. So when you built these massive, glorious buildings, wouldn't you be a little proud and take a picture of or two during the building process? We do it now, today, all the time, and we build crappy fucking concrete boxes, you know, ugly ass boxes of sadness. That's what we build today, and we take thousands of pictures in a building project. So wouldn't you do it if you build something glorious, like some of the buildings I will show you later? I would. So all this red bricks turned into stones and blocks and dustifying here when it was very hot, like liquid lava, and it hardened up very fast and turned into dust. And that's what we call sand. Your local beach is just dustified buildings, because the real ground level is the ocean floor, because we was flooded as well, and there is a crack in the sky. So this realm we live in is pretty fucked up and wrecked and damaged. But all this was red bricks. Here we see a pocket of survival in the back. Somehow this building here, you know, survived, and this building here turned into this. I don't know why, but that's what happened. If I had answers, I would have told you, but I don't know. I just know it's melted building. I don't know what did it, when it happened, or all that. I just know that it happened sometime in the past. And the education system that turns us into slaves didn't tell us. We were trained to not use our eyes or senses, because then we are easier to control. So they can say whatever the fuck they want. They can say there's some dangerous floating thing in the air, which make people wear masks now. So they can't speak, you know, and they can't breathe properly and all that. So that's what happens now, because of they think there is something in the air that doesn't exist even. So I don't know why this world is like this, but that's what it is. So the red bricks turn into blocks. You see the melting here, and here it melted all the bricks into a big fucking chunk of ugliness here. And in the back, all fucking damaged and melted. This is also melted building in the background. You know, you gotta understand how this old world order were built. There was huge fucking buildings. Like the mountains we see is just the remains of melted buildings. So they melted down like this, you know. So we can't even imagine how big and tall these fucking buildings were in the past. It's wild. Here you see it turn into blocks, and here this one didn't turn into a block, so this is still more separate, smaller stones here. Didn't get cooked together and turn into blocks, yeah. And here you see all the stones. Used to be red bricks, and now it's melting together. Turn into stones here. Yeah, you see it. Some blocks here. Blocks. But mostly stones. It was all red bricks. And here you see this again, this phenomena, where here you see the red bricks, and then you see the ugly blocks in layers here again, layers. And it's the same height. Draw a line over here, you know. Happens a lot of places. We see the same evidence, you know. Here you see some remaining upgraded concrete molds here, and yeah, looks pretty like it's melting together here. You see some red bricks in between, you know. It's very, very good evidence, this picture here. You would just build by the red bricks. It's much easier, looks much more nicer. And here you see what happened to the bricks? They are returned into blocks. Here more stones, blocks, stones, 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 blocks, rock ballooning. Yeah, you see the result. This was all red bricks and you still get the red color left. A lot of it left. So you see, that's how we know. Okay. All was red bricks. This is the result by this X Factor event. And here you can clearly see the red bricks. Oh fuck. Here. Starting to melt a little bit here maybe. If you got the eyes to see. And here you see red bricks. Look how fucking long this one is. You know. Look this one, how long that brick is. You know how a brick looked like. They were all the same. They didn't make some long bricks like this, and you know, they were all the same, put together perfectly. But the heat may make them expand, rock ballooning, melt, all kinds of different shit. Depends on the circumstances, you know, the amount of heat, the duration of the heat, you know, all kinds of shit. But here it looks pretty melted here. Here the mortar is getting squeezed out. And here it turned into big blocks here and here. Some rock balloon, no popcorn blocks here. Heat expansion and popping out. And look at the fucking mess here. Here you can see the red goddamn bricks. And then you see this mess here. You know? Why would you build like that? It looks like a fucking hellhole. It's much more nice with these red bricks. And here, look at this shit. It's just heat expansion and all, turning into this mess. And here. And arches. Red bricks, still standing. Mess, 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 melted. Look, all this shit melting together. You know? Got the eyes yet? Do you got the eyes? I do. Here, turned into this shit. And here you see some of the columns, which I were talking about, where the exterior concrete finish. They just put it on the outside when it's wet, after they built the column with the red bricks. Then it hardens up and it looks like one fucking piece of stone, like this. The official narrative says, like, oh, they carved out these fucking columns. Some of these columns is fucking huge, you know. How could they carve them out so perfectly and raise them up, you know? The way they weigh like thousands of tons. It makes no sense. Much easier to just build them by bricks and cover them up. So here is the evidence, you know. Scorching, melting on the bottom. And here, see the big blocks, big fucking block, and this churning together, melting as into this shit here, and all the blocks, and the stones. All this was red bricks. Here a different angle and a little higher quality picture. You see melting columns are destroyed. Blocks here, small blocks. And stones at the top, this arch, but still it didn't fucking collapse, you know. Inside is blocks, small blocks, and big blocks here. Big blocks, big blocks. And here is a pretty messy one. See here, you still see its bricks, only they are pretty destroyed. Very, very hot and melting here together into a mess. Here you see more red bricks. And you see just the destruction here. The whole fucking structure is gone. There's just a little part of the wall left. And the background. Here you can see some of the old world order architecture, you know, with the towers to the domes and the details, you know, how they used to build. Just compare this is a ruined one, compare this to a modern building, which is just a concrete square box, you know, ugly ass fucking box. And here all the red bricks turned into rock ballooning and blocks and shit. And they call these tombs. I don't know what they are. You know, could be, who the fuck knows. But here this was red bricks and it now looks like this. And here you see the blocks. Here you see bricks, you know. Bricks here. Very destroyed, but you see it's bricks. And then bam. Now it looks like this. And here. All these blocks, no color left, carbon 14, cooked out. You know, all this was red bricks. Here you see red bricks. More blocks. And more red bricks. Are you starting to connect the dots here now? Why do you see red bricks like this inside this stone thing here, you know? Look at it's so easy to see it's melting here. And here. Why do you see bricks in here when they supposedly built with this? But up here they built with red bricks. You can see how easy they made it look to build with red bricks. How they built the arches here, and you know, I will show you what they can do with these bricks. And I have shown you in my older videos as well. You know, so you just gotta look for the clues here. So you see this, and then you see this ugly ass fucking shit here. But then you see this. It's pretty destroyed, but you can recognize the architecture. And then in the background also destroyed. So this heat was pretty selective, you know, for some reason. For some fucking reason. I don't know why, but that's what we see. So here, the inside of our ruin, and here you see the red bricks destroyed. Here, turned into blocks. And arches turned into blocks inside there. You know, but they are still standing. Just want to show you. Very destroyed ruin here. The ground here, the floor, red bricks. And here, they melted and churned into this shit here. This floor used to look like red brick floor, more like this, but this is more blocky, I think. But you can still see the bricks. Bricks here, very destroyed. And here is one of the, it's a ruin, but you still can recognize a lot of the architecture and detail on this building. You know, this is kind of the some similar building, just the inside, you know. This is the outside. And just notice, you can see some scorching, looks like. It's heat damaged and ruined, but just notice all the detail, the arches here, all the fucking detail up, you know. It's red bricks covered by exterior concrete finish and upgraded concrete molds. So you don't see the red bricks because they sometimes they like to cover them up. But we know it's red bricks because we have seen ruins like this where the bricks is exposed, you know. Looks like you can see some turning into some blocks here. Or at least exterior concrete finish. And here, see how the red bricks turn into blocks again. Here you see some red bricks again. You know, just trying to help you see here because it's very important. Here, look what happened to the red bricks, but still you can see the red fucking color here. Okay, but here the color was cooked out, most of it, and they melted and expanded together into blocks. Here, no color left, and see here, this is fucking melted on the top. You gotta be blind here if you can't see it. You know? Here. Down here, melting. Melting on the top here. More blocks. Stones churning here. Stones, block. More blocks. These blocks is pretty well cooked. You know how it may look like they built like it because the blocks are so nice, you know. But look here at this fucking mess. Here you see an arch with red bricks here. Here you see a red brick. Here you see some. All in between here you see some of the bricks that survived, even though they are destroyed. But you see the red fucking bricks. So why would you build like that? Do you see how ugly it is? You know, instead of just building with perfect red bricks. Because that's what I did, but the heat turned it into this. See here. See this melting here, all together. The bottom here. Still see some red bricks. Red here. And the watermark is in the way, sorry for that. Here we see an arch. Arch, red bricks. Very melted and fucking hot here. Scorch and yeah, melting in here, you know. Imagine intense heat here. And this is what you get. Okay. Very, very good evidence if you got the eyes to see. I have. The Eagle Eye crews have. You know. Red brick crew. So now it's up to you to open your eyes to see the same. Okay, so this one is a little interesting. Just notice here, looks pretty melted together. Here, look what happened to this red brick here. Color is still there, little color left here. Here you see more red bricks. Only they changed its shape, but you see the red color here. And then what we have here is, for some fucking reason, the floor inside the building survived. It's all small, tiny tiles, it looks like, put together into this pattern. I think I have maybe I saved a couple other pictures where I show how they built this different styles on the floor, like different animals and shit on the floor. Very pretty. Here you see more red, but the red bricks here very destroyed. Look at this. Holy fuck, melting as fuck here. Here more red, you know. And all these red bricks turn into blocks and stones, as we have seen plenty of time. Here more red. More red. Big block here. Yeah, all heat damaged. And here, all this was red bricks turned into this. I have said it many times now, so I think you're starting to see see where I'm going with this. So yeah, all this was red bricks. Now it's just ruins. And for some fucking reason again, this floor inside this building here survived. I wish I knew why the floor survived. If I knew, I would have told you. But I don't know. Here, red bricks turn into this shit. Here, melted. Here you see one of these again, and you see how they turn into blocks. Okay, this was all red bricks. You can recognize the architecture with the arches and all. And on the top, just a mess. Not completely cooked into blocks yet. And you get some holes also from the viscousness. Pretty much all over. And here, all this red bricks melted. Not the best picture, very small and low resolution, so sorry. Fuck, now it won't zoom again. There we go. Just gotta try here. All this melted, turn into blocks. Same thing as we see every time. The stairs turn into these blocks here. Melted. Yeah. You know what you're seeing. And here you can still see some of the red bricks, but a lot of them are not red anymore. Just see here, red bricks here, all over the place. Inside here, inside the wall here, you see it. This one. But now it's fucking heat damaged. The mortar have been cooked out. Looks very dry and just a mess here. And the background here, you see all the melting. Oh, it looks like concrete here. Here you see bricks. Melted. Look at this fucking melting here. The big chunk. And here, melting. And here more red bricks, you know. It's very good evidence, my friend. Exterior concrete finish on this one. Some of it fell off and it reveals the bricks, which has been cooked badly. And the arch, still see the red bricks. See how big they could make these arches if they wanted. You know, they were very good at building, you know. Is this the picture we saw earlier with this wooden thing? I think. Oh, I have a duplicate. Sorry, my bad. And here you see what happened to the bricks, and here you see they start to popcorn expand out here. Popcorn blocks and stones down here. Here it turned into blocks, stones, and yeah, arch still standing. Concrete molds. This is concrete finish on the columns made by red bricks. Here we see this bridge, how it all turned into these blocks. Up here it's more, yeah, not completely cooked. You have some blocks and then smaller stones, almost like, looks more like gravel and stones. You can see how they start to expand, get rounded here on the corners. Some of the blocks are like perfect, straight, sharp edges, and some of them expand more into these rounded blocks, as you can see here. This is from the old world. We didn't build this. We did not build this. This was red bricks, beautiful, and now it got cooked into this from some event in the past. There we go. So here you see a ruin. Not too much to look at except that it's ruined. But you see the blocks and you see the arches still standing. All the ceiling here is gone, but the arches is still standing. So to me it looks like it's very durable. How when you build like that, you know, the weight and all, the blocks and the bricks, I mean, is like they lock in on themselves, you know, so you can't really collapse it that easily because of the architecture here. So yeah, concrete molds and a ruin. Here you see what happened to the red bricks here, turn into stones, and yeah, bricks. Here, this was red bricks, this was red bricks, and this, and now it looks like this. This looks pretty like scorching hot here, and here, and all this shit melted into this mess here. This was all just perfect red bricks. Okay, you can see around the plane across the plane. You can see some towers or buildings that look very similar to this. That's not heat damage, and you can see it's perfect red bricks. And this used to be before it was heat damaged by the X Factor event. Here, turn into blocks, blocks, melting here. Here looks like it's turning into a mud or clay when it's melting melting a lot, you know. This one I think we looked at, but look at this melting here. Why don't it want to scroll? Because Bill Gates made this Windows. God damn it. There we go. So here you see the blocks down at the bottom here. Stone blocks, and then this is very messy, ugly, cooking together here. And here you see red bricks. You know. So these bricks survived. These turn into blocks, and here you have stones and exterior concrete finish maybe. And all that shit cooking together. And here we have more stones and stone blocks. Looks pretty heat damaged. But these bricks survived. For some fucking reason. Here, turn into blocks again. And here, melting, damaged, destroyed. All this was red bricks. And here, blocks, block, melted block here. You see how it's melted. Hold on. See how it started to separate here. Looks scorched inside. Okay, look, melting here. Some are stones, some are blocks, pretty melty. Melting here. Yeah, you see the damage, all this shit churning, starting to churn together here. Here, this could have been like the wall around on a house, and it melted together into one piece, and now we call it mountain. You know? Do you think this is a natural formation, or do you think this used to be a building and now it's melted to shit? Yes. So here, yeah, you see the damage. Exterior concrete finish and turn into this mess. Looks scorched. Some red left in between, and yeah, very heat damaged. Very fucking damaged. And here, see some of the bricks here. That's still somewhat a little red, you know. Little here, little red left. Look at the melting here. Whoa, melting, see some red. Some of these bricks just expand like shit. Melting. And this looks like a door, so it's like when these bricks expand like this and shit, that's how this door must have been shut, you know? Bricks came from the side and started to expand and just, yeah, then now this is not a door anymore. Ooh, redback spiders. Don't worry, they are not real. They are much smaller. See here, all this was red bricks, and yeah, look at this fucking melted shit here. But you see the red bricks. Red brick, red brick, red brick, red brick, red brick. You see them everywhere, so that's like, it's all the evidence you need, my friend. Because why do this, you know? Looks like they just threw stones here in a pile, you know, throw some mortar, some stones, and build up this, and then, oh, we put a brick here, you know? It makes no fucking sense to have these bricks inside. So this is what the heat did to it. It turned it into this fucking ugly ass tower now by rock balloons and stones. When it used to be a perfect red bricks, you see the bricks everywhere here, you know? So you gotta open your mind here and understand that everything you were told since you were born was a lie. Happened to me too, you know? Still a fucked up government here in my location, so you're not alone. And they have lied to all of us all our lives, so that's why we need to tell people about it, so they can wake up and realize that the government is criminal liars. They're just a criminal fucking gang of pedophiles. So we need to wake people up so we can get rid of them and be free again. That's what we have to do. It's very easy. We just need enough people, you know. The thing is, this Earth realm machine, whatever the fuck it is, provides all we need to live completely for free. But we didn't get access to it. You can just go and find a place, build a house, you can have free energy from the ether, grow your food, and bam. Why do you need to pay taxes? Because they like to rob your ass. Melted. Here, melted into what they call mountain now. There was a building fucking here, but now it's gone. Here, the walkway here was like red bricks and it turned into blocks, which we have seen a lot of times now. More blocks here, melting. Stone, some blocks and shit, and yeah. And here you see the different layers again. Blocks, bricks, blocks, bricks, blocks, bricks, you know. Arches destroyed, which you don't see very often. And then here it just stops. Where is the rest? Where is the rest of this fucking building thing here? I don't know. Melting, cracking here, scorching, blocks and stones all over the place. And this is the only thing that's left of this building, you know. Did the rest melt? Did it get bombed? What happened? I don't know. Yeah, all this was red bricks. See what it looks like now. All kinds of different colors and blocks and shit, you know. Here they're cooked together into a chunk. And what do you see up here? What do you see here? Yes, that's correct, my friend. So all this red bricks here turned into blocks and stones. Some got cooked more than others for some fucking reason. That's why you have some of them are very white like this, no color left, and you have more red ones here, more gray ones, you know, all kinds of different colors. See, more red, you know. But here is your red bricks, and here, so yeah. Melted, more red bricks here. Red, red. Yeah, this is old world architecture, and it was built all by red bricks. And the heat cooked the red bricks, and it turned it into this shit. Same here. This was all red bricks, turned into this. And look here. Looks pretty melting and scorching here, don't you think? Here, all this shit melting. They now call this a mountain. It is a part of the building here, and start to expand, rock ballooning from the heat and turn into this. Melted the shit. Melted like ice cream, and then it hardened up very fast to catch it in time, and this is what we now see. Here's another building, very destroyed. Here too, you see the wall here going down. This was a part of the wall as well, going down, God knows how far. But it melted and started to rock balloon and get swollen and turn into this shit. Here you can see an opening still. Here you can see an opening, you know. But the rest here from these walls melted, expanded and got swollen and turned into this. And here you see it turn into stones, but you still see bricks here and there. Bricks, red, brick, you know. And a pocket of survival on the top, which also was all red bricks. Here we see more bricks. Brick, 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 brick. All was fucking red bricks. This too. All goddamn red bricks. Just gotta repeat myself so people understand it. So here turn into blocks. And a mess here. And blocks. And here, dustified, liquid lava building here. Can you say red brick? Here you see some of the bricks, only they change its shape. Blocks. And here it looks like this was a part of a floor, maybe. And or is it just red bricks in a weird pattern? I don't know. Looks red here. More red, churning here, as fuck. Stones. And a mess, yeah. Looks like it's the floor here, yeah. They have this pattern we walked on. Here it got more modified, looks like. And here, yeah, this is the floor. And here you can see the different designs they had with these small tiny tiles and a mess here, yeah. Here you see the different small tiles. You see some are black, some are white, and they made this floor look like this, you know. Here you have a horse dragon thing. You have this people here, this fucking crocodile or whatever the fuck it is, you know. We don't know what kinds of beings that existed in the old world order. Probably something that you can't even imagine. Here, turn into blocks. And here, damaged. Blocks. Very blocky here. Ceiling is just red brick arch covered by exterior concrete finish. Here you can see the red bricks turn into blocks, but you can see here you can clearly see scorching and melting, you know. This used to go straight down, and it melted, started to get swollen and expand, rock ballooning. And here is what happened. From the heat damage, this is clearly melting here. Clearly. Here too. Same thing happened. Nobody built on top of this mountain. You know, you can even see, it looks like you can see blocks in here while it's melting. This one went straight down here, and then this happened to it. Here went straight down, start to expand, get swollen, scorching. Yeah, very good evidence of heat damage. Melting here. All this red bricks turn into blocks. and stones. Still see some red here and there. Dustified, more like mud here. Liquid building brick for ground, like mud, and then the grass came and grew on it. And here, oh fuck. Assuming this Windows 10, this Bill Gates guy, you know, or woman, I don't know what it is. But I zoom in and then zooms out again, you know. I don't know why. I have a decent PC, it's not that. And sometimes when I zoom in and I zoom out, I can't scroll to the next picture with my scrolling wheel. So I had to zoom in and zoom out many times before it wants to scroll. I don't know why it happens. But nobody likes Bill Gates anyways, so I don't like his software. Here it looks like melted concrete here almost. By the mortar and bricks melting together. All this was red bricks. Look what happened to this fucker here. Yeah. Very destroyed. On here. See melting here. Here you get some blocks. Covered in rock curtain melting here. Melting. Blocks. Very melted here. God damn it. There we go. See how uneven this wall is? Melted. And inside this window here, melted. All this exterior concrete finish and concrete melting together here. But you see the red bricks. And here. On the ground. See how messed up it is here. And here. This is like some, they call it like coral stone or whatever. But it was just a block that was very viscous and started to come apart, pull apart from the viscousness, and that's why you get all these fucking holes. And this is a lot of red bricks melted together into a chunk. Looks like a melted chunk of ice cream, you know? Very easy to see it's melted. And here we get blocks. God damn. Sorry when this happens, my friends. It just don't want to fucking scroll. No, I mean, yeah, scroll. It wants to zoom but not scroll, you know? So it's not, my mouse is fine because I can zoom in and out very fine. And I hold the control, you know? That's why you hear this. So when I press the control button, I need to, you know, zoom so I can scroll. So when I yeah, whatever. So here we have clearly red bricks, and here, that survived, but the rest turn into this melting here, rock ballooning, big fucking mess. Here, more bricks, and here something weird happened here, and here. All bricks here. All fucking bricks. Turn into this. Destroyed. Bricks. All destroyed by heat. Now it won't. Oh, sorry my friends. I don't know why this happens. There we go, you know. I don't know why. I have no idea why that happens. But it got to be something about this Bill Gates guy, you know. So, here you see some of the old world architecture. That's still in pretty good condition. You can see some heat on it, but you see all the detail here. And around it here you see the red bricks with partly upgraded concrete molds around the windows and along. You see, that's the yellow you see, and the red is the exposed red bricks. So just see the wholeness of this thing and compare it to a modern building from today, which is just a square fucking box, you know. So this is like, I need you to understand that there was an extremely highly advanced civilization before us in the past, apparently not too very long ago, that got wiped out from some goddamn X Factor event, which we don't know what did yet, or what it is, only that it was extreme heat. And now we live in this shithole because of the parasites who fooled us and lied to us all our lives and told us we came from monkeys and shit, and that ocean can bend and stick on the exterior of a spinning object and all that kinds of bullshit, you know. It's so goddamn, this place here is so sick, and now they even wear the masks. Yeah, they wear the fucking masks, and they're going to run to stand first in line for the vaccines even, you know. They're too goddamn indoctrinated, these people. Here is the old wall architecture again. Exterior concrete finish and upgraded concrete molds. Concrete molds here. Towers to the domes and Antiquitech on the tower, on the roof, you know, for the free energy. So yeah, it's very beautiful. We didn't build this. Your grandfather didn't build this. Your grandfather didn't build this, and that's almost in the time frame they say we built it, like late 1800s. It's all bullshit. It's much older. We just inherited it, stole it, you know. Here you see this. This is a pocket of survival, this bridge here, which goes all the fucking way down here. And you see irrigation system is still flowing water from these buildings here to this day, even though they are melted. Here you can see the brick lines, you know, or block lines here. All this shit is just melted building. Part of this went maybe this way and then melted, got swollen, expanded, and here. Which means we live on top of a melted empire, okay? Here you see the bridge again from the top. See how fucking far down it is here? Which is the ground, the real ground level is way fucking down below, okay? But then it melted, and now we live on top of it. This is the rooftops from the old world order, you know, the tops of the buildings, and now we came and now we just walk on top of it and build on top of it and have no fucking idea what's underneath us, you know. So yeah, here you see it again from a distance. You can see the brick lines. See the brick lines, horizontal lines from the bricks, you know. So it's crazy. And here, see the brick lines. It's all melted buildings here. It's not a mountain. You need to understand it, my friend. And here, they said there was a fire in 1936 in the Spanish Civil War, that someone came and put this thing on fire, which is the official narrative to the damage you can see here. But this is a concrete and red brick building, which means to melt that shit requires a lot of heat. And how can you light it on fire with a fucking lighter? To start with, you know? You can't just burn a building like this. So, yeah, here you can see melting here. I have more pictures. This is an incredible building. Just see here how it starts to drip down here. You know, the mortar concrete thing. and here it's very melted, and here you see all the melting. Here it starts to drip. A lot of it survived, but you see the whole thing looks pretty heat damaged and scorched and shit. It requires a lot of heat to melt this shit. Melting. It starts to drip down. Melt down, you know? And inside here you see. It's not supposed to look like this, okay? So I will show you more pictures here. Here you see it again from the underside more, and you see something is wrong here. You see the dripping here, melting down. And up here again. And here it is from a distance from above, and just look at that glorious fucking building. Okay? The size of this, and compared to many of the other buildings here, you know, this whole fucking thing, it's huge. And we think they were used as healing centers and power plants, you know. You have all these towers to harvest the energy from the ether from above, you know. So that power comes in, and you can power this whole goddamn city with this thing. All free energy, free fucking energy from the realm, from the ether. We don't have access to that technology because the slaves don't get to have nice things. We got to use power lines, no wireless electricity and energy, and we have to pay for it. Welcome to hell. Here you see it again. And notice the pattern here, how they built, like a grid on a motherboard, you know. And just look at this huge fucking thing here. It's a machine, you know. See the architecture from it, the towers and all. It's a machine. From the old world order. Here you see the red bricks turn into blocks, and here you see the melting again. And see this side here, how this one looks pretty nice, and then this one is all scorch and heat damage. See there, so dark, and then this one is much brighter. So this is all fucking heat damage, this cathedral. Here you see some of the inside. Just notice these people and you know, how tall the ceiling is, you know. It's all for resonance from the organ and shit, to create the correct frequencies and shit, so you could heal properly. And it's massive. It's insane. See here, the detail, columns, and then these small people. We think this is just a place to worship some invisible man nobody ever has proven or seen. Here we see a part of the organ, which we also didn't make. Organs is very high quality, high technology. We don't know how to make them properly. Just look at this. It's the same building. See the windows, and yeah, it's just insane. Here you see it again. Heat damage. This looks fine. This looks fine. Here it's scorched and damaged. Here too. And this is the picture I found when I looked for the fire in 1936. So you see the cathedral here. Cathode, and you see the fire here, so it's like, what the fuck, it makes no sense. It was only one picture I could find. You could from this angle, some of them were a little wider or bigger, but I found this one picture, and it was in 1936, so why is there not more pictures? I can't understand it, you know. From this event, this glorious building catching on fire, people should be able to take more than one picture from different angles to prove this into the history books, but this is the picture. So yeah, bullshit narrative. It was the X Factor that damaged it, my friend. Here you see, it's a little damaged, but you just notice the architecture here, okay? Towers to the dome, free energy. And yeah, we didn't build this, okay? We did not build this. And here, see this resonance architecture here, the details, you know, it's insane. See the towers to the dome. See this Antiquitech, it's all just picture in your head electricity here, okay? It's very easy. Free energy, my friend. And here as well, towers to the domes and those smaller up in the air for the free energy. Here is the ceiling in one of these buildings, you know. Gotta show you the architecture that were stolen from us. And here you see the organ, whoa. Which is clearly old world order. This is very high technology. You can play it and use it to heal your organs and feel very good. It's very crazy. It's beautiful. And this was called Cathedral Beach, I think. And I'm thinking here, you see this, there is more. Hold on, there is 3 here. As you can see, maybe 4. Just the shape here, this. And what I noticed was here, you see the same thing. Kind of, these things going out and down. And here, you know. So is this a huge fucking melted cathedral? Or not cathedral, but those machines, you know, cathedrals or whatever. But here you see block lines and brick lines, and you see these things, yeah? And they call it Cathedral Beach, so, must have been a huge fucking one then. See brick lines, this was all red bricks melted. Brick lines, brick lines, brick lines, brick lines, brick lines. And here you see all the towers. It's for electricity from the old world, free energy. And towers to the domes. Towers to the domes, towers to the domes. And here, more inside of one of these churches or cathedrals. Here we see organ here, you know, which we did not make. It's old world technology. See the ceiling here, the dome, detail in the roof. It's all brickwork covered by exterior concrete finish and upgraded concrete molds. See the detail. Damaged bricks, but you still see some of the detail and some of these smaller towers here. Electric. Here you see some of the brickwork, but this got very badly heat damaged, and now we turned it all into these blocks. It was all just red bricks, as I hope you have learned by now. Here you can see another one. You see the same kind of towers here, the architecture, always the arches, and you see the bricks here around the windows and shit, and some lines going across. But then you see it suddenly, a lot of it is turned into this ugly ass fucking stone. Look at this, okay? It's heat damaged. You can see the ground isn't level here because there came a brick flood, not a mud flood, but brick flood came down And yeah, you know, I will show you, I have a picture soon, but just see the red bricks still intact, very beautiful, and then you get these ugly fucking stones that ruins the whole thing here. Okay. So here you see red bricks, here turn into ugly ass fucking stones, destroyed building. And here, turn all into blocks, seen it plenty of times before. Here is what I want to show you. Okay, this looks scorched here, but still pretty much intact. Look at this. This is in good condition, okay? So here you see red bricks, and you get some of the upgraded concrete molds around here, around the windows, yeah. So you see this, and then this. This is destroyed. Destroyed. This is in good condition. And this. So you got to see that these stones are not supposed to be stones. It's supposed to be red bricks. Okay, look at this. How beautiful. And here. And towers to the domes. Spires and yeah, Antiquitech. Free energy. Repurposed into buildings of warship. Here, pocket of survival, and all this is melted buildings. Huge fucking buildings. Melted. All this is buildings. We live on top of a melted empire, my friend. Here we see it again. Pocket of survival here. This is all red brick buildings, and here it's all melted. Melted like ice creams. There is no such thing as mountains, okay. And here, melted buildings. Melted buildings. Here is some modern, small ass fucking buildings, and just look at it. Imagine the size of these buildings here. It's just insane. And some beings very much larger than us as well. Building, look here, it's a building. Buildings, tops of buildings here, melted. We are soon finished, by the way, so it's a couple of pictures more. But stay to the end, don't leave. Here, more buildings, melted. You see A-frames here, A-frames. See it? Melted, A-frames. Melted buildings. Huge fucking buildings. Here is a pocket of survival. Whoa. It's crazy how we destroy these places. Here, more buildings. You can see some of the towers here. Still see some of the red left here from the red bricks. It's all fucking melted buildings. See the scorch. Looks like scorching here. Turn into block lines here instead of brick lines from the heat expansion. It's crazy. More buildings melted. All this was building. Here, big ass block lines, towers, the tops of buildings here. All melted like ice cream. It's from some event. It's very crazy, but that's reality. This world is nothing like we thought it was and what we are told. Here, all buildings. Big fucking buildings melted. And this is a pocket of survival. So all this melted, but this survived. I don't know why, but that's what happened. Here, more melted buildings. Still see some of the red. This is called a salt cave in Spain, because it melted and some of it crystallized and turned into salt. The event turned the bricks into all kinds of different shit, like salt, coal, clay, mud, sand, gold, shungite, crystals, you know, everything, you know, all materials, iron, what we can find around this plane is like created from this event, you know. Here you still see the red bricks melted. And we managed to go through all the pictures. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something and enjoyed the pictures and enjoyed me talking and enjoyed the company. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell if you haven't to get the notifications when I upload, and have a nice day, rest of your day, or a night, depending on when you're watching this. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.